Good time zones, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Texas Motor Speedway as Racers Elite Premier Series will take on this 1.5 mile speedway right here on Racers Elite Network. This is round number 10 for the Premier Series, and we have some great action coming up and ready for you guys here today. But before we get down to it, let's go ahead and take a quick look at your championship standings right here on. Uh, I'm going to take a look at those standings once they get pulled up here. For some odd reason, let's go ahead and do this. We'll hit that button right there. We'll see if we can get it to load. Right, well, for some odd reason, it's not wanting to load, but currently your points leader is Kirby Wainscott, followed by Alex Teft, David Davis, Andrew Teft, and then followed by Cody Benelli, Jonathan Stidham, Trevor Fettig, Rob Morris, Kesley Smith, and Timothy Eisburn is your current top 10 for your championship standings here. As we have drivers down on track. And it seems like Alex Teft in that 43 machine is having some sort of issues getting up and running here today. I have a Richard Ode in that number 78 Bass Pro Shop Toyota Camry is making his way around the track here. He is looking to put down a much better lap time. So right now, Kirby Wainscott on top with a 30.211 second lap time. Richard Ode, he'll put down a 30.428 on his second lap. As he will go ahead and pause it out. And Alex Teft, once again, going to try and get something out of that number 43 machine. looks like he was able to finally make it work. Not having any sort of issue now here at the moment. Ain't nothing wrong with last second adjustments to get, a decent lap time in. As we go back high above a Texas Motor Speedway here, as we are still awaiting for at least 5 drivers to make a lap time here today. But with time quickly running out here in just about 40 seconds, we will be going back green flag. Or we will be going green flag racing here in Texas. Now, we will be joined by Mr. Joshua Norton here very shortly. So we will have company up here in the booth. Alrighty, and that's going to do it right there for our qualifying session. Alrighty, and we're going to go ahead and jump right into it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a look at your starting grid for today's race right here at Texas Motor Speedway. Starting on the pole, Kirby Wainscott in that number 10 machine. He's going to be joined by the number 19 of Cody Bonelli. Row number 2, Jonathan Stidham in his number 42 machine. He'll be joined by Timothy Eisburn in his Shaco LLC number 92. Row number 3, Andrew Teft in the 98. He'll be joined by the 08 of Steve Sizemore. Row number 4, the number 21, Robert Morris. He'll be joined by Richard Ode in his number 78 machine. David Davis in the number 777 machine. He'll be joined by Ryan Warp in the 45. Alex Teft in the 43 machine will be on the inside of row number 6, and he'll be joined by Dennis Kane in the number 4 Ford Mustang. Row 7, Kensley Smith in his number 15 machine. He'll be joined by the 711 of Trevor Fettig. And rounding out your field today, it's going to be the 57 of Aaron Roth. These drivers pulling down away from there we go. Pulling out of the pits and hitting into the banking here in turns 1 and 2. As we take a look here at the field as they are getting ready to go green flag racing. All 15 drivers are ready to take to this beautiful circuit of Texas Motor Speedway. Kirby Wainscott, Cody Bonelli will bring the field to the green flag. For 200 laps around this circuit, pace car is in and the green flag is in the air. We are racing for round number 8 of the Racers Elite Premier Series. Kirby Wainscott in that number 10 machine. He's going to quickly take control of this race as they come down this back straightaway. Cody Benelli sitting there in that second spot as you see Andrew Teft working on the inside there of Jonathan Stidham in the number 42 machine.
Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Mr. Norton. Ladies and gentlemen, Joshua Norton right here on Racers Elite Network. How you doing today, Josh?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain.
Heck yeah, I mean, we could complain, but it ain't gonna do anybody any good, right?
Ain't that the truth?
My man, we are green flag here at Texas, 200 laps around this circuit. What are your thoughts about Texas Motor Speedway?
I've only actually gotten the race here once, but it was pretty fun. It's a pretty cool track. Reminds me a lot of Kentucky because Kentucky I raced at first, but it's kind of like a flipped Kentucky. I think I was talking about that with somebody else. Might have been you.
Uh, I, I don't think it was
Oh,
me.
you know what? No, the Xfinity were just at Kentucky. That's what it was. Couldn't remember who I was broadcasting with. We were talking about Kentucky. The Xfinity cars just raced at Kentucky 2 weeks ago. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
it's
thinking of.
Jonathan Stidham getting up into the wall on the exit of turn number two. You know, if you're not careful, that turn two wall can jump out at you and just grab you. So you gotta be. These drivers have to be mindful of that. Yeah. So I mean, as of right now, Cody Benelli he will take over that top spot. But here comes Kirby Wainscott trying to fight back on the inside here, but Benelli having that better run on the exit here down the back straightaway. That's going to give the race lead back to Benelli. And Kirby Wainscott, he's going to have to concede for now and run single file right behind them as they complete lap number 5.
Yeah, from what I could figure out in a little bit of racing I did do here in Texas was that middle line doesn't usually have the fastest entry, but you tend to keep a lot of extra speed.
Yeah, I haven't. I'm a bad eye racer. I haven't actually raced on this new configuration, so I really wouldn't be able to tell you. So I'm glad that you know.
Yeah, I haven't raced the next gens here or the Gen 7s. I did race the trucks, and the trucks felt, from what I'm seeing them do these last few laps, pretty similar. I mean, obviously they drive pretty different, but seem to be the same kind of lines, same kind of pace.
Yeah, definitely. As we are taking a look here at this battle for second, Cody Benelli trying to hold off Jonathan Stidham. Cody Benelli right in that middle lane, as you were talking about. You know, one thing that I really absolutely miss about the old configuration is you were able to run right around that outside wall, kind of similar to how you used to be able to run um, the old Atlanta. So you know, it's really I'm still trying to get used to nobody actually running that high side here at Texas anymore.
Yeah, I never got to run the old version of Texas, but at the '08 version of Atlanta, the High Line was definitely a lot easier to run. It's a little too bumpy down there at the bottom. I keep coughing. I don't know why I woke up with a cough today.
Yeah, it's all right. It happens. Allergy season, is upon us, and it gets the best of us.
Yeah, that it does. I surprisingly wasn't outside a whole lot yesterday. I mean, it wasn't the nicest, but it was definitely nicer than it was supposed to be. That was cool. Yeah, sometimes I get a little scratchy throat throughout the early spring. Kind of depends. Allergies don't tend to bother me too much. Probably just because of living out in the sticks, having to deal with layers upon layers of pollen every year.
Oh yeah. And so we take a look here at Andrew Tefton, that number 98 machine out of Hope Valley, Rhode Island. He's slowly starting to make his way through this field, as he is now trying to get on the inside of that number 19 of Cody Benelli as they exit turn number 2. You know, Andrew Teft, he's just fast. And we say this like every single race. He's fast and he knows how to save his stuff. Who do you have your eye on today, Josh? Um, to possibly win here at Texas.
I will say, I mean, Andrew Teft. I know he's got a lot of experience in the Gen 7 car. I raced with him in our original Thursday series uh, last season. The next gens, he did really well. Kirby was always pretty quick. Kensley was always pretty fast. So those three I'll definitely be keeping my eye on throughout the course of this race today. I do think Cody, when he tagged that wall, might have given himself a little bit of wheel damage because he started falling off pace as soon as that happened. I was gonna say something about it, but I had a little bit of a coughing fit.
Yep, Cody Benelli out of Pensacola, Florida. About 5 laps ago, he did bounce off the wall on the exit, I believe, of turn 2. And so he is struggling just a little bit here, but he's still holding his own for the time being.
Yeah, I think
Right.
if he can hang on until the first pit cycle happens, he can either hope for a caution, try not to use his fast repair, take a look at how much damage he actually got. Oh, he might be getting his wish now.
Steve,
Steve Sizemore
yeah.
not quite able to save it, but I don't see a yellow flag because he did spin in the infield or underneath the apron, I guess. Oh, who's that? Someone else got a little loose there too.
Uh, that was Dennis Kane in that number 4 machine. He
Wonder if he
also got loose on the. I wonder if there's oil down in turn number 2.
almost looks like it. Everybody's hitting banana peels coming out of that turn. Everyone was running nice and smooth, and then all of a sudden we had two people just kind of start. Oh, Dennis Kane sliding again. It looks like he touched the dirt.
That he did. Let's go back here and take a look. Oh, I need to change that transition screen.
Oh yeah, just a little loose coming out of 3 and 4 there. What a save though.
Yeah, really good save. Let me go
Two
ahead and update that transition screen before I forget.
two uh two really good saves out of the 4 today already. We're
Yeah.
only a tenth of the way into this race.
I'm just testing my transition. Perfect. Okay, cool. We're good. Man, I'm a really busy bee here today. Well, I should say since Friday night. I'm doing like 5 broadcasts this weekend. I ran two 24 hours at Nürburgring. and I'm still not done. I still got one more broadcast today at 7 p.m. over on the major series. So we're still, I'm still cooking up my racing this weekend.
You're doing all types of stuff this week.
Yes, and
Good.
Cody Benelli looking to overtake that top spot away from Kirby Wainscott on the exit of turn number 4. They're going to
Maybe
drag
he.
race to the line. Cody Benelli will lead that lap.
I wonder if maybe he just didn't get any wheel damage, and maybe he just kind of backed it up a little bit, trying to save some tire, take it a little easy. I know they get 75% on their fuel and all that, so not too sure how long their tire run's going to be today. Haven't gotten to attend any of our Premier Series yet.
Well, you slacker.
Oh, I am guilty as charged. I tend to sleep in on Sundays quite often, so sometimes I'm not up until about a half hour into our Sunday Premier Series. I do plan to hop in a couple of these here and there. I was gonna hop into the Bristol one, but I think I was busy that Sunday, unfortunately.
It's all right. We're going to jump back here to the battle for that 4th spot between Jonathan Stidham and David Davis in the 777 machine.
David Davis and Cody Benelli are definitely two to keep your eyes on. They tend to run pretty well in these next gens. I mean, Cody, as we see, has been leading for a decent bit, trading on and off with Wayne Scott, and David Davis has been known to perform pretty well in these next gens, from what I've heard. Both of which are teammates. I race with Cody on Thursdays. He's a
Yeah.
really good all around racer. Davis, however, I have yet to race with, but I have heard pretty good results from him so far.
Yeah, he's definitely one of our drivers that, you know, he's one of our quiet drivers as he's making the move here on Jonathan Stidham in that number 42. And he will go ahead and get him clear heading into turn number 3. But yeah, David Davis, he's one of those quiet drivers, and he'll come up and bite you when you least suspect it.
Yeah, he's really good at kind of just showing up in your rear view, and next thing you know, you're staring at his rear bumper.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, facts.
Yeah, he just kind of shows up, and you're not really quite sure where he came from.
Let's go ahead and jump back a little bit further into the field here. As we take a look here at Kensley Smith, he's right there on the back bumper of that 78 of Richard Ode. Kensley Smith seems like he's struggling just a little bit here today at Texas.
Yeah, Texas is definitely a little bit of a tricky track. It's a little different. It's different in 1 and 2 than it is in 3 and 4. Like I was talking about with Ron a couple weeks ago, you know, Kentucky 3 and 4 seems to be a little bit less banked, so you kind of have to back it up a little bit more going into 3 and 4. That's why that middle line really works there. But then, you know, people I have talked to were like, "Oh, have you ran at Texas? Texas is the same thing except 1 and 2." So, you know, you kind of got to back it up a little bit in 1 and 2. Was that? Can't tell who that was. Jonathan Stidham. That I think just barely kept it off the inside wall there. Can't believe these guys are saving these cars.
Yeah, really great, incredible driving out of all these drivers here today. Uh, you know, Jonathan Stidham now back in that 10th spot.
Yeah, these things are not easy to save once they snap loose like that. They once they start to spin, they kind of just want to keep going. Very hard to straighten back out. Oh, I just saw someone tag the outside wall a little bit there, coming out of 3 and 4 also. Looks like these tires are starting to give out a little bit on some of our contenders today. Yeah, when I ran in trucks, 3 and 4, you could kind of go almost full throttle around 3 and 4. You had to do kind of like a little bit of a baby lift. I don't know how hard that was on tires because I only got to do about a 40 lap race, 40 lap run. Didn't seem terrible, but 1 and 2, you definitely had to back it up a little more, and that middle line felt really fast. It seems to be just about the same in these next gens.
As we do, right on board here with Andrew Teft. We'll go on board here for a full lap around Texas Motor Speedway.
It looks like he shifted down in the 4th through 1 and 2 there. See if he does it again. He does. So definitely a very different drive from the trucks. You know, in the trucks I stayed in 4th gear. I didn't touch any shifting except for under caution. But I see in these next gens, it looks like these guys may be shifting. Not sure if that's only something Andrew Teft's doing. He has been known to sometimes shift when others aren't. And sometimes that's where he finds his little bit of extra speed. He is nearing the back bumper of Kirby Wainscott now.
And here he comes.
Looking at the inside, I have a feeling he may clear him coming out of 3 and 4. Wow, he's going to clear him coming into 3 and 4. What an entry.
Yep. And that right there just kind of told you, Andrew Teft, he is downshifting, but Kirby Wainscott, he is not.
Yeah, it seems to be making quite a difference in the pace Andrew Teft's able to keep here, especially on the older tires. Not sure if maybe he just recently started shifting, maybe once these tires started going, and that's given him a little bit of extra help, or if it's something he's been doing the whole time. We'll have to check back on that after one of these pit cycles.
Yeah, for sure, as we're riding on board now with Cody Benelli. Nope, he's not shifting either, so
It does look like Andrew Teft is ever so slightly running him down.
Oh, yeah.
Here
Gotta
comes David
pass.
Davis to the inside of the 10.
Yep. Good cue.
Ooh. I wonder if maybe he's also shifting. He's got quite some speed on this long run. He's keeping pace with Andrew Teft just about.
Yep.
Yep. Learning some notes. If I ever run these Gen 7s here at Texas, I'll know to go down the 4th gear coming through 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah. Hensley Smith, he just passed Richard Ode. Back for that 6th position. And now he's got his sights set on Alex Teft in that 43 machine.
Speaking of Kensley Smith, I did notice he is not running a Napa wrapped car today.
No, he's not.
Switch it up. He's running the Sicko.
I ain't gonna lie, I kinda actually like that.
I do. I see too. Looks like he's a Star Trek fan.
Yeah.
I've actually personally never seen any of the Star Trek movies. Some people may call me crazy for that.
You know what? I'm gonna
grew
mute
up in a
you
Star
right
Wars
now.
family.
I'm gonna mute you right now. I'm kidding. No, I'm right there with you. I've only seen maybe like a handful of episodes of Star Trek, but
I've seen a couple of clips.
a couple of clips.
Couple of clips from I think from the original, and then some of the newer ones. Yeah, they pop up from time to time. But I grew up in a Star Wars house. I watched all the Star Wars movies growing up.
Yeah, for
So that was
sure.
kind of my sci-fi thing, I guess.
Yeah. You know, they're doing nothing but milking the Star Wars movies. I'm a big Star
Yeah,
Wars
I'm
fan, okay? Don't get me wrong. Oh, Steve Sizemore, he had issues.
getting a little loose coming out of 1 and 2 again there. Oh, that's a major hit for that right front on that outside wall there. Looks like we're gonna stay green. I think he may
Yep,
have towed right there.
yep, that he did. So back to my comment. I love my Star Wars. I've seen the movies many, many times. But they're making too many. Just like the Fast and the Furious movies.
Yeah, they're kind of really milking the series. I actually, now that you mentioned that, completely forgot that after the original three and then the prequel trilogy that they made, completely forgot that there was another set of movies. I haven't seen those ones.
Yeah,
So when I say I've seen all of them, I'm referring to the original six.
right.
Completely forgot that there was how many more did they make? Just another three, or have they done like,
Um,
not sure. I think it's another three. I don't think they put out any more than that. I could be mistaken though.
there are about 12 total.
Oh my. Wow, so they put a whole extra 6 movies out. Looks like Andrew Teft finally caught Cody Vanelli and made a pass for the lead. That downshifting in the fourth is really paying off.
Yep.
David
We're
Davis is right there.
going to come back, take a look at that pass for the race lead heading into turn number 3.
He's going to do just about the same thing he did to Kirby Wayne Scott. However, it's going to take him the full course of 3 and 4.
But here comes, like you were about to mention, here comes David Davis in that 777 machine.
Yeah, he's almost caught up to the back bumper of his teammate there. All three of which, or you know, all three of these guys, which have quite a lead over the rest of the pack. And David Davis, along with Andrew Teft, had to work their way through the pack to catch up to our former leader, Cody Benelli.
You know, we are now working lap number 47. I imagine that these guys are possibly going to start making their way down the pit road here. And,
As we say that, the 42 is
yep.
our first taker to start this pit cycle. Just about 50 laps before our first pit.
As you see, Jonathan Stidham slide into his box. He's looking for 4 fresh Goodyear Eagle tires. Robert Morrison, the 21, he's going to slow his roll and come down pit road.
David Davis did complete the pass on Cody Benelli
Yep.
in the 19 for that second place spot. Curious to see how many laps these guys can run on a full fuel load here. I'm sure these three are probably gonna take it just about as far as they can. I wouldn't be surprised to see Cody come in maybe at his 2 lap mark.
Yeah.
Just from my experience of racing with him, he doesn't tend to run his tank completely dry when he pits. Not to say that he hasn't done that yet or before.
The number 4, Dennis Kane, he's made his way down to pit road.
David Davis is on quite an incredible pace. He's already made it to the back bumper of the 98. Comes Cody. And the 10 of Kirby Wayne Scott. Richard Ode is going to get a black flag.
We're speeding on pit road.
Oh,
So he's going to
always
get...
the first or the last stop. Oh, and he's going to overshoot his box just, oh, wow, almost by a full pit box.
Yeah, that's definitely adding insult to injury there for that number 78 machine. Cody Benelli also hit with speeding in pit road.
No. You hate to see it to someone that's running in the top 3 the entire race.
Yep. Man, Cody
Better now than the last pit stop, though, I'll tell you what.
Oh, yeah. As Cody Benelli is going to start leaving his pit stall here in just about 2 seconds.
Thankfully for him, Andrew Teff is coming into the pits now. The only 2 cars that are going to keep him down 2 laps are going to be the 15 of Kensley Smith and his teammate in the 777 of David Davis. Once they finally pit, if he can keep a good pace, he'll definitely get at least one of his laps back.
Yep, Trevor Fettig just had issues.
Looks like he tagged that outside wall.
Yep.
Definitely got some damage on that right front there.
Alex Teft hit for speeding on pit road.
Oh. A lot of these guys are getting caught speeding today.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so that meatball flag that we saw for Trevor Fettig in that 7-Eleven, that was because he blew a tire.
Oh.
David Davis
ran
said
that thing down to the wire.
Literally.
Unintended.
David Davis said that
Unintended.
777 machine, he's going to make his way back out on track. And here comes Andrew Teft to reclaim that top spot. And David Davis, he's going to come out just about 1 second right behind Andrew Teft. So a really good pit cycle there for David Davis in that 777 machine.
Yeah, still close enough to definitely attack when he has the opportunity. So definitely gonna have to keep an eye on these 2 drivers today.
Yeah, absolutely. I do want to make note that Richard Ode in the 78 machine and Steve Sizemore have decided to pack up their cars for the day. And they're going to head home early back to home base, wherever that may be for these race teams.
Yeah, it's always unfortunate to make it a decent little bit into a race and have to call it a little early.
Yeah, for sure. As we take a look here at Ryan Warpin, that number 45 machine, sponsored by Air Jordan, as he's making a run on the inside. It's Jonathan Stidham heading into turn 3. Stidham going to go ahead and let him have that position.
Yeah, sometimes it's not a bad call to let those that are really moving right after a pit cycle kind of just go, you know.
Yeah.
No point in fighting too hard and burning your tires up early in a run that lasts, just about 50 laps.
Yep.
Comes
Nothing.
Robert Morris back down pit road.
I was actually about to say, I'm not exactly sure what happened there. Let's go back here, take a look. Oh, he just slowed out of turn number 2.
No black flags or penalties, right?
Not that I'm seeing.
Gonna take some new tires. I wonder if maybe we missed a spin the lap before.
I mean, it is possible. I'm looking through my events guide and I'm not seeing anything that says that he's spun out or anything. But Robert Morrison at number 21, Mercatees.com machine, he will go down 2 laps, unfortunately.
Maybe there's a little bit of a can't think of the word. Maybe there's some type of strategy he's looking for that we just don't know about. I have a slight feeling maybe something happened. A couple of the first few laps he came out. Wonder if maybe he took only. Not sure if we watched his pit stop. Maybe he only took right sides. And then opted for freshies on the left also after the fact. Maybe the car was just a little too loose.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a really, really good possibility there. When he came down, no, he changed all 4 tires.
Hmm. Yeah, I wonder if maybe something just kind of happened in his first few laps, and he just opted to take care of it right away. These cars have been known to get a little loose today at this track down here in Texas.
Yeah, for sure.
Excuse me.
All right, so we're going to take a look here at that 57 of Aaron Roth. He's trying to track down Timothy Eisburn in that number 92 machine for the 8th spot. And right now, this is our closest battle on track.
Yeah, the one thing with these long and flag runs is it really gives everyone time to settle into their pace and really spread out. Everyone's kind of got a different way that they prefer to save tires and or fuel if they're opting to do so. So sometimes you see some people kind of fall off in the beginning of a run for a little bit, and then all of a sudden they're running a second and a half faster than half of the other cars on track because they just kind of save their tires up for the end of a run,
That's not
and
me.
then vice versa.
That's not me
Yeah,
whatsoever.
I can kind of save my tires all right, but it's always a very consistent grade of slowly losing speed. So it's either I can run it really hard and lose my tires really fast, but get some time right away just to lose it later, or save my tires, run it pretty consistent, and just slowly lose lap pace. And the latter usually pays off. Never a good idea to burn it all up right away. I don't think that's ever played out. At least not for me. Not sure if it's ever played out for anyone.
Yeah, like I said, that doesn't typically work out for me. I can't seem to manage to save my tires to save my life.
Yeah, there's definitely a little don't know why I can't think of the word. There's definitely things that help with it. It's a little tough to pick up on, but it's kind of one of those things that once it clicks, and next thing you know, you find yourself just doing it even when you're trying to set hot laps.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to learn how to actually push my tires instead of saving them when I'm trying to hot lap to find my best time. Got so used to trying to save them from every race I've done that now it's hard to push past that saving point.
Yeah. One drive. Well, there's actually a couple drivers in here that are really great at saving their tires, and Andrew Taft. He's one of those drivers that knows how to save tires. Kenley Smith, he knows how to do it, and so far David Davis as well. He's showing that he knows how to save his tires to get the best out of it.
Yeah, David has been on an incredible pace, keeping right behind Andrew. He's actually taken just about a full tenth of a second off since he's come out of pit road behind Andrew. So he is ever so slightly running Andrew back down. The only note to make about it is it has been about 15 to 20-ish laps since they've come out of the pits. So only knocking about 500ths to a tenth off. He's been running a pretty consistent pace behind Andrew. Oh, and the 21 is going to get a black flag. He's back in the pits. I did see some tire smoke. Oh, there is a little bit of front end damage to that 21.
So we must have just caught the tail end of whatever happened. So let me go do what I don't like to do and just rewind it.
Have a feeling he might have. Yep.
Oop, yep.
Oh, nope, not exactly what I thought. Looks like he's gonna get a little loose coming out of turn 2 here. Unfortunately, once it snaps back, it's gonna take him right back up to that outside wall.
Yeah. I mean, very unfortunate there for Robert Morris and that number 21 machine. So, man, they're just adding insult to injury after injury.
Yeah, these cars can be pretty tough to drive, especially once it almost seems like once something starts happening, once your luck starts flowing downhill, it just kind of keeps adding up.
Yeah, definitely. As
I
we
know I
take
had. Oop, go ahead.
as we take a look here at Jonathan Stidham, he's getting to that back bumper of Dennis Kane.
Yeah, that 42 is definitely trying to hunt his way back to the top 5. I believe he was 5th when I got here. If I'm not mistaken. I know he was running pretty well.
Yeah, he's definitely struggling right now in that number 42 machine. Currently sitting back in that 7th spot. Uh, but he's not able to really make any sort of ground up on the front runners here. Aaron Roth here, he's trying to take a look on the inside of Timothy Eisburn in that number 92 Shaco LLC machine. Alrighty, guys, give us just a moment. We're gonna go quiet here, and we're gonna let you guys enjoy the sound of these race cars for just a few laps, and we'll be back here in just a few moments. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry about that quietness. Hope you guys enjoyed the sounds of these race cars around Texas Motor Speedway. Ryan Warp coming down pit road to get service on his machine, and he got caught speeding on pit road.
Yeah, he just got a meatball flag right before entering the pits. Not sure if he blew a tire out or maybe tagged the wall. And in the process, yeah, got caught speeding on entry or speeding down pit road coming to his pit box. On top of that, Timothy Eisburn and Aaron Roth caught up to Jonathan Stidham and both successfully made the pass, putting Timothy at P6 and Aaron Roth at P7. Jonathan Stidham now coming down to the pits.
He just missed his pit box, so he had to back up as well. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on with these racer elite drivers here today, but man, so far about 5 or 6 of these guys already having issues down on pit road.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I've definitely overshot my pit box in these Gen 7s a couple of times. They really nice race car brakes, but sometimes they don't stop quite as fast as you're thinking they're going to. Kirby getting a little loose coming out of 1 and 2 right there a little bit.
And we have a battle for your race lead brewing. David Davis, he's got to that back bumper of Andrew Teft in that number 98 machine.
Yeah, I'm sure he's definitely looking to at least get a lap or two led, even if it's during the pit cycle, just for those bonus points.
Oh yeah, it's definitely very, very important, for those bonus points, especially, when they start to stack up at the end of the season for the chase. So you definitely want those bonus points.
Yeah, they definitely make all the difference. We should be seeing them come down to the pits, I would bet, in about 10 to 15 laps. I would say most of them just over that lap 100 mark, maybe a couple just shy of it.
I, I'm in shock, to be honest with you. We've been live, green flag for only 48 minutes, and we're already approaching that halfway mark on lap 100. So this race is definitely going by a lot quicker than I anticipated.
Yeah, same here. And I mean, it makes it a lot easier when these guys are able to hold it down and run. Whoa, Andrew
Whoa!
Tuff getting a little loose out of 1 and 2, and that's going to open the door for David Davis shooting to the inside, and he's going to complete the pass coming into 3 and 4.
Wow, that was a wicked save out of Andrew Teft in that number 98 machine. And there's that bonus point for leading a lap for David Davis in that 777 machine.
Davis is going to be under fire for the next several laps because Andrew Teft is not going to give that lead up easy.
No.
He looked a little wobbly there yet again coming out of 1 and 2. Looks like the exit of that turn is really starting to get to these Gen 4s as the tires wear in. Gen 7s. Wrong race.
All right.
I don't even ever broadcast the Gen 4s. I don't know what I'm thinking.
Well, those cars are a lot of fun to drive. That's what you're thinking.
Yes, they are.
But that's one thing, about Andrew Teft is, he made that mistake and he's not happy with himself about it. So he's gonna drive a little bit harder to recatch that 777. But, you know, catching him and the passing him, that's gonna be a different story. As
Oh
Kirby
no.
Wayne Scott,
Oh,
he blew a
major front
tire.
right damage.
He legitimately blew a tire.
Judging by the scraped up paint, it looks like he tagged that outside wall. I'm gonna bet coming out of 1 and 2.
Yep.
Definitely not what you want to see happen as a points leader. I believe he is still leading the points for our Premier Series.
Yes, he is. Oh, he lost it out of turn 2. Ooh.
That is a monster hit to take. I'll tell you what, it couldn't have happened at a better time for them to stay green, considering just about everybody is going to be making their way down pit road any lap here soon.
Yeah, for sure. As we take a look here at Timothy Eisburn and Aaron Roth. Aaron Roth now on the back bumper here of Timothy Eisburn.
That's our two leaders right behind them.
Yeah.
They've done put just almost the entire field down to 6th place, a lap down already this race.
Well, you see, that's what happens when you have 100 green flag laps and a really fast race car.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can see the difference in pace right here just as we focus on Timothy. David Davis right there working the inside. He's going to make the pass on Aaron Roth, putting him a lap down.
Yeah, last time David Davis came down pit road was lap 53. So he can make it to about, we know for a fact he can make it to lap 106 before having to come down pit road. But this is right about the time that everybody that already pitted back on lap 48, 49, they're going to start making their way down pit road.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, looks like Timothy's going to daze off a little bit there. Give a little love tap to the outside wall coming through the tri-oval. Now, see, if I'm Cody, I'm trying to think of any way possible to give myself a shot at getting a lap back that I lost due to my speeding penalty in the first pit cycle. I'm thinking maybe if he takes however much fuel he can to take a 2-tire stop, not the most ideal because it will force him to run a shorter run. However, if we get a caution, it may pay off. Have just ever so slightly a faster pit stop just to maybe put him back on the lead lap during this pit cycle.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely very possible.
It may not be fast enough either. I'm not the best at figuring that kind of stuff out most of the time. But those 2-tire stops have been known to be pretty quick and make quite a difference in the outcome of a race.
Yeah. Andrew Teff, second place. He's down here on pit road. And now we're just going to wait to see when your race leader, David Davis, decides he's going to bring his machine down pit road.
I'm gonna bet about lap 103, 104.
Well, David Davis, he has lapped the entire field.
Only a couple of cars that are definitely gonna get their lap back at least for a little bit come the end of the pit cycle once he finally does make his pit stop.
Oh,
Comes the
yeah.
19 of Cody Benelli down pit road.
Cody Manelli in that number 19 machine. He's,
Let's see if he shakes this pit stop up at all.
yeah.
Curious to see if he's got some kind of strategy that might aid in him getting a lap back, or at least put him a lot closer to getting his lap back. Okay, he is going to take all 4 tires. He is going to, for the time being, be scored 2 laps down. David Davis is slowing up in 3 and 4. He looks like he's coming down now. Just about on the money. I said lap 103, 104.
Yeah,
Right
you
at the
did.
tail end of 104. Timothy Eisburn has yet to pit, putting him in second now that he has unlapped himself. But unfortunately, he's still going to have to come down and refuel and get some new tires soon.
Yep, Alex Tuft in that 43 machine. He's down pit road here as well. Aaron Roth in that 57 hit was speeding in the pits.
Oh, it's just one after another today. I don't remember what the pit road speed was on Texas when I raced here. I want to say it was 50. So not really much of an obscure speed for pit road, especially not for a 1.5 mile track. I think most 1.5 miles are actually down to 45 miles an hour.
And so
Andrew
that's going to
Tef
hand me.
will
Oh, go ahead.
now assume our race lead with the pit stop made by the 777 of Davis. He's definitely going to have some time to make up now once he gets out of the pits. Now that he is out of the pits, being about 4 seconds behind the leader.
Yeah, I was actually getting ready to say something about that. Andrew Tuft, he opened up a 4 second lead over David Davis. But somebody that surprised me is, where Kirby Wainscott sits back to the race leader. So pretty much a straightaway difference between fourth and first. And, well, Andrew Tuft, he's looking to place everybody laps down.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely a good feeling once you know you've gotten a lap on the entire field, because even if a caution comes out, you know, one person gets that lucky dog and now you're only competing for first place with second. You don't have to really worry about anybody else for quite some time.
Yeah, for sure.
David Davis is already making ground up on that 98 of Andrew Teft, coming from a 4.2 second difference down to 3.6 already. "91 laps to go. There is still plenty of race to be had today."
Oh, yeah. I'm just watching the separation timer between Kirby Wainscott and Andrew Taft just diminish ever so quickly. As Wainscott's passing the start finish line now, and as we see Andrew Taft, he was sitting in just roughly the middle of 3 and 4, but
Yeah,
right
Andrew
now,
Teft is moving today here at Texas.
oh yeah.
I'd be surprised to see anyone that can stop either of the two of these cars. I think Cody had a pretty good shot, but that penalty on pit road definitely hurt his race for the time being. I think a caution would definitely help. I mean, that'll put him back on the lead lap. That'll put him back in an attack position to compete for, at minimum, a top 3 today. Without it, I'm not too sure he's gonna have an easy time getting back on that lead lap. And the same goes with pretty much the rest of the field. The unfortunate thing is, if the caution comes out towards the end of a pit cycle, you now are forced to make a decision. If all of the leaders pit and everyone who stays out is a lap car, you will get the wave around at the one to green. That also means you no longer have the ability to pit under caution. It's kind of a double-edged sword here, where Under the right circumstances, you can get a lap back, but how long are you going to be able to hold on to that lap before you have to come into the pits again? This time under green, just to forfeit that lap you finally got back. So it's going to be definitely a tough call for quite a few of these drivers if a caution pops up at any point towards the later stages of this race. Speaking of getting laps back under caution, though, Cody Manelli still is going to have to make up some time and get around the four of Dennis Kane. If a caution were to come out, Dennis Kane is our lucky dog candidate.
Yep. Go take a look here at Dennis Kane in that number 4 machine.
Ever so slightly behind the leader. Maybe hoping he can run down Andrew Teft and get his lap back the old-fashioned way. Ooh, trouble coming out of turn 2. Looked like the 42 of Jonathan Stidham getting a little loose and maybe tagging that outside wall a hair.
Man, once again, another wicked save out of these racer elite drivers.
Yeah, man, these cars are not easy to keep underneath you once that traction breaks. They either want to snap and spin all the way back around, or they just snap right back and send you spinning the other way.
Yeah. I've been on the tail end of both of those.
So have I. I've had some pretty interesting moments. I'm sure those that tune in fairly often remember my glorious racing days when I joined this league in the 24 car. Many of which races I finished several laps down. I had quite a hard time learning this car in my first debut season here.
Yeah. You know, these cars are not necessarily the easiest to drive.
No, a lot of the people I've talked to say that this is, for lack of a better term, the worst out of all of the NASCAR series cars iRacing has to offer to drive. They're the least liked. Still very fun cars in my opinion, but yeah, they are not a fan favorite by most drivers, believe it or not. They do say that these are some of the hardest cars to figure out.
I mean, you know, if we look back at the real world, you know, one driver that really stands out that has not been able to figure out this generation of race cars is that of Kyle Busch. You know, I'm not a big fan of Kyle Busch, but let me tell you what, he knows how to wheel a race car. But this next gen is one car he's having a lot of trouble figuring out how to drive.
I think a little bit that comes into play into that is definitely the equipment and his not so preferred change of teams to more of a team that's a little bit more on the budget end of the NASCAR side of things. I think that definitely hurts. But as someone who, has done so well through the past years of NASCAR, you would think that really wouldn't play that much of a difference. I do think some of it is definitely just troubles with the current generation of NASCAR that he's running in. They are a lot different than last generation and the generations that Kyle Busch started in. I wasn't
Yeah,
the biggest fan of him, but again, I can't knock the guy's talent. He is a
same.
good driver. But I think there's a little hit or miss with the whole lower budget teams in NASCAR because I do think that those that have really good talent can still perform very well. You look at someone like Carson Hocevar, who rookie to the Cup Series, absolutely killer driver. We've seen him in the top 10 almost every single race we've had this season. First time racing full time for the Cup Series in general. And he's running with Spire, not one of the biggest teams in the Cup Series, so to speak. I mean, he's making it work. He's killing it out there.
Oh yeah.
That
Switching.
does.
Go ahead.
I was gonna, I was gonna say it does go to show that the budget and the equipment that you're put in is definitely not everything.
Yeah, for sure. And talking about the real world NASCAR. Host of our he is on point for today's race. And who are you gonna watch in the IRL race today at Texas?
Oh, I'm definitely gonna be watching Osfar. He's a new rookie. He's like I said, I think he's incredible. I think he has an opportunity to go places. He's very very consistent with his running. Like I said, he might not have finished top 10 in all of the races we've had, but he puts himself into the top 10 at least once during a race.
Yeah.
He finds a way up there. He does really well. And there's a very big love-hate relationship with the NASCAR community with Carson Hocevar. To me, I see a young, talented driver debuting his rookie year in the Cup Series. I think he's going to go places. I think he's got a lot of big things coming his way in the following years in NASCAR. So I'll be keeping an eye on him.
Yeah.
I'll definitely be keeping an eye on Larson. I've always liked Larson. Again, very talented driver. He's raced so many different disciplines of motorsport, and to me, that's incredible. I mean, to watch him go and run an Indy 500 and then fly out for the Coke 600 on the same day,
Hmm.
and do almost 1,200 miles of racing. We're talking almost 12 hours worth of racing in a single day. Not there's not many people in this world that can go and do that. So I'd say those are really my top two that I'd keep an eye on every week. Who's your favorite there, Mike? Who are you going to be keeping an eye on today?
You know, my pick for today is definitely more along the lines of a dark horse, and I'm going to be watching that number 7 of Daniel Suarez today. He's starting second, and he's absolutely fast at these mile and a half racetracks, so he may very well get taken care of. What needs to be taken care of today when they go green flag later on today.
Yeah, I think Suarez definitely has a really good shot today. Also, he's another driver. I mean, I didn't mention him, but he's another driver that I think is definitely full of talent. I mean, you see him do really well some races, and in other races, unfortunately, he just kind of gets involved in some unfortunate contact. If he gets stuck around around the mid pack, but Suarez is definitely another one where I definitely think he's a pretty talented driver. I think he has really good opportunities. So I definitely would like to see him do well today too.
Yeah, definitely. As we continue to watch Andrew Teft in that number 98 machine, he's working lap 131, and he is looking to put. Oh, who is that? Ryan Warp
That
in
is
the
the 45 of
45.
Ryan Warp. Looking at putting him down a third lap.
Yeah.
Jonathan Stidham is in the pits already. Not sure if maybe he had some complications there.
Yes, he did. Out of turn number 2.
Oh, loose again. Who's putting these banana peels on this track?
Not me.
not me. I didn't wake up early enough to do it. I woke up at about 10:20 a.m. this morning and had to go grab myself something to snack on and a protein shake and water for the race. Get myself situated. Just really cutting it close this morning. Stayed up a little too late last night.
Yeah.
Trying out a playtest for a new MMORPG, so got a little sidetracked. Next thing I knew, it was it's like 3 in the morning. I was like, "Ooh, I need to go to bed." I'm supposed to be up in the morning.
Well, I hope that playtest went well for you, and well, I mean, I would ask questions about it, but hey, you're not allowed to talk about
Yeah, that's a conversation for a different day. We're here for racing.
it. You know, I am a playtester myself with Antidote.
Trying to think if I've played any other games. Is Antidote like a company, or is that one of the games you've played tested?
Nope, that's a company that people or um, companies will use to send out play tests to their
Oh, okay,
community.
okay. I was gonna say, 'cause I feel like I've heard of Antidote, but I couldn't quite put my finger on who they were. That makes sense though.
You
Yeah,
know
I got
what?
lucky. My buddy got accepted to the playtest that I tried out last night, and it gave him 3 free keys to invite some friends. So he's like, yeah, hey, if you want to
Oh,
try it out, let me know. And I
heck
was like,
yeah.
yeah, I'll give it a shot. And yeah, we played for a few hours last night. It was pretty cool.
Heck yeah, man. Yeah, so one of my latest games that I actually got to play test is Roadside Research that just came out on Steam a couple months ago. And
Yeah, I tried that one out too, pre-release. That was a pretty cool game.
yeah,
Pretty
definitely,
funny one.
yeah, definitely very funny, definitely very interesting. And you know, one thing about playtest is you always you play it and you get to find bugs. And our biggest bug that we found and we exploited it because it was a lot of fun is when you can't do it now because they fixed it, but say like you put milk on the shelf for say $1, and as soon as the customer picks it up, you change it to 1 million. When they come to the register, they're going to check out and buy $1 million milk. So we got rich. So needless to say, we got rich pretty quick during the playtest.
Yeah, all you got to do is just sell one of those, and you're pretty much set for your entire playthrough.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. No, but
It's
that.
always funny the exploits you can find in games like that.
Oh yeah, and you know, I love play testing games because my feedback definitely helps develop those future games. But you know, it's just a lot of fun to be able to do that. And I'm looking at it here, and your race leader, he's getting ready to pass fourth place Kirby Wainscott as they dive down here into turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, it is pretty incredible the difference in pace that Andrew Teff and David Davis have been running today comparative to the rest of the field. It is not often you see even the top 10 or top 5 go a lap down behind the leader or the top 2 or 3 spots.
Yeah. Oh, Timothy Eisburn just had a moment on the exit of turn number 4. Let's take a look here, see what happened. I just lost it
Ooh,
through the grass.
killer save too, especially for going into that grass. I mean, once you hit that turf, these cars feel like you're driving on ice skates. One minor input to the wheel and you could be doing donuts.
Oh yeah. We are in just about 10 laps or so from these drivers making their way back down pit road for what will be their final pit stop of the day. And right now, Andrew Tefton, that number 98 machine, he is out front. And he's got just about a 2 second gap to David Davis. And then you go back to Kensley Smith, who is 25 seconds back behind your race leader. And then your
Yeah, we
fourth.
can actually. I was say you can actually see David Davis there popping into the scene right in the back. He's really trying to run that 98 car down. If I
Yeah,
had to bet, both these drivers are going to wait until the last possible second to make their pit stop and give them the shortest run possible for this final pit cycle stage that they have. Especially, the last thing you want to do is short pit your final pit cycle that you're going to put yourself onto, get a green white checkered, and then have to pit for that green white checkered.
yeah.
We've ran green this whole race, but that doesn't mean that things can't amp up right at the end. Especially when you're running 200 laps. I mean, it happens to the best of us. Fatigue sets in. All it takes is one person to make a mistake towards the end, and it shakes up the outcome of this entire race we've had today.
Yeah, for sure. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I've definitely seen it happen on a few occasions.
David Davis, he's finally catching up to that back bumper Kirby Wainscott in that number 10 machine. So he's looking to put uh, Wainscott one lap down from second position as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Kirby's gonna give it up too easy here. I wouldn't expect him to. You're still right there behind the race leader. You got about a second and a half, just shy of that. Oh nope, he is gonna run the high line and let Davis on through. He's gonna be courteous of the two leaders. Sometimes, I mean, sometimes you got to really fight to hang on to it. You see guys do it on occasion. Most people will let the race leaders come on by. I usually do it most of the time, especially because I just don't have the pace for it. If I'm getting lapped by the race leaders at this point after a long green flag run, I know I just can't hang on to it. So, I mean, I don't blame Kirby for letting them by any means.
Yep.
But sometimes you do see guys really try to hang on to it. It looks like Andrew Teft is going to come down just a couple laps early.
Well, he feels that he can definitely make it the rest of the way here on fuel. So we are now starting our final round of pit stops here at Texas Motor Speedway as the Racer Elite Premier Series continues to tick away laps right here on Racers Elite Network.
It did pay off for him to pit a couple laps earlier than David Davis did last time around on the prior pit cycle that started. So that could be his thought process and his strategy here. Because every lap that Davis decides to stay out now is more time that Andrew Teft gets to shave off between him and the 777.
Yeah.
So definitely something to keep in mind. Something I've started to really learn and really paid off for me at Chicagoland this past Thursday. I used to just kind of try to run it dry under green flag cycles, especially when I thought the race was going to go all the way. But then I started to learn that sometimes that kind of hurts you. Sometimes you give those that you gained all that space on too much time to catch back up to
Yeah.
you, and you end up giving up too many positions. So what I opted to do that Thursday race is I pretty much pit within the same 3-lap cycle that the leaders decided to pit on. And I mean, for those that tuned in, you guys saw it. It worked pretty well. I held on the 4th place. Wasn't quite fast enough to catch up to our top 3 of Andrew Teff, Patrick Millette, and Cody Benelli. They were very fast Thursday night. Here comes the 777 of Davis. Wow, getting a little loose on that entry. Locking him up.
You know what? You might as well, since you're getting ready to change out your tires anyway.
Yeah, I think he was really trying to make sure he didn't accidentally enter too fast, because that really would have hurt him. You know, he's the only other car in contention for a win at the very moment, and a black flag now would have killed his chances at winning this race without caution.
Oh, yeah. And while David Davis is finishing up his pit stop, Andrew Teft, he's going to come around, retake that race lead, and he's going to open up, just about a 5-second lead.
Yeah, maybe even just a tad higher. Looks like he's going to bring that lead all the way up to about 6 seconds. So Davis is going to have quite a bit of time to make up if he wants to catch this leader and give him a run for his money come the drop of the white flag for this race at Texas Motor Speedway.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Everybody has come down pit road except for Alex Teft. And of course, as I say that, Alex, he will make his way down pit road. Eisburn and Benelli on their way to the pits now.
And as of right now, we are back to only 3 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah.
That'll be the 98 of Andrew Tepp, the 777 of David Davis, and the 15 of Kensley Smith.
Got just about 45 laps to go here at Texas. Since we are under this green flag, we're going to go ahead and pause and let you guys enjoy the sounds of these race cars once more. Alrighty, guys. I will apologize once again about that. Uh, I had to get up and stretch. I did two 24 hours of Nürburgring, so I had to get up, stretch, and reawaken my body for the end of this race. And this race has been very interesting so far. We're gonna go back here real quick and take a look here at Jonathan Stidham, as he once again had issues here on the exit of turn number 4.
Ooh,
And hold on to it. Hold on to it.
what a save.
Yeah. Once again, an incredible save out of Jonathan Stidham. Just one of our many drivers to have incredible saves here today.
Yeah, it is like you said, I mean it is incredible that they've managed to hold on to these cars with all the issues they've had today so far. David Davis has cut that lead that Andrew had down by about 2 seconds. He's down to only 4 seconds out from the leader,
Yep.
but these laps are closing fast.
Why don't you guys take a look here at the number 15 of Kensley Smith? That right there is where he is on track. And your race leader, well, he's pretty much right behind him. There's your race leader right there. So, your race leader, Andrew Teff, looking to put Kensley Smith down a lap. And that will only leave 2 drivers left on the lead lap here at Texas. I think this is my first Racers Elite event that I have seen, and everybody pretty much goes a lap down, so that just shows, how quick Andrew Teft and David Davis is here today at Texas.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I've actually gotten to witness a race where everyone except for the top 2 cars stayed on the lead lap or lost went down from the lead lap. I did get word from the team of the 42 that they're gonna pack it up a little early.
Yep.
They are having some problems with the race car, unfortunately, and they're gonna head out a little early and take the 11th place spot.
We continue to watch Andrew Teft march around this track, as he is looking to put Timothy Eisburn down 2 laps in that 5th place position. Oh, David Davis? Wait. Hang on. Yep, there it goes. One moment, guys. I lost connection to the server.
Oh, that's never ideal.
Look, if it's not OBS crashing, it's iRacing crashing. I mean, it's one or the other, and just as of late, it's been the iRacing that crashes. But
What?
regardless, you guys aren't missing much. Your race leader is Andrew Teft in that number 98 machine. He is looking absolutely extremely fast here today. In 3, 2, 1, populate. And just like that, we're back live. I deeply apologize about that, ladies and gentlemen. As we take a look here at Andrew Teft.
he made his way around? Nope, not quite yet. He
Not
is
yet. He's getting
still
there.
closing in on Kensley Smith.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
definitely getting there as we are closing in on our. Or yes, we have 28 laps to go this time by.
David Davis actually lost about half a second worth of time on Andrew over the last couple of laps here. Did have his difference down to 4 seconds, so I'm curious. Maybe he got a little loose or just got stuck dealing with some lap traffic.
Andrew Teft is just absolutely flying around this track, man. 24 laps to go, it looks like.
Yeah, 24 laps left of this 200 lap race. And it's been quite a dominating performance today by the 98 and the 777.
Oh, yeah.
Andrew looked a little out of shape coming out of 1 and 2 right there. Not sure if maybe it was just the camera angle, but him and Alex stuff looked like their right rear was wanting to step out ever so slightly.
It's not going to surprise me if these drivers have made some sort of adjustment, for their rear rings for the back of these cars.
Yeah, I definitely would expect it as the race goes on because things are definitely going to change. Track changes, temperatures
Yeah.
change. You know, a lot more rubber down on the racing line now. So I mean, these cars are going to be driving completely different than they did at the very start of this race.
Oh, yeah. As you see all that black, starting to form around this inside of this racetrack, that's where all the grip is at currently. And as long as these drivers get down there, they're going to be just fine. As you see Andrew Teft going high to let Alex Teft by.
Alex Teft is going to get one of his laps back the old-fashioned way there. See if he can hang on to that. Does look like Andrew Teft might have lost a little bit of pace. Not sure what happened, but Davis is now cut just shy of a full second off of his difference between the leader, coming from 4.5 seconds down to 3.7.
I wonder if Andrew has used up a lot of his equipment, trying to stay in front of David Davis. So it's definitely going to be very interesting to see here what David Davis can do. See if he can fully close in that race.
He's got 19 laps to put make up about 3.5 seconds here, so quite an order, quite a tall order
Yeah.
to make happen. 5 of Ryan Warp finding his way in the pit road. Like Andrew is starting to put a little bit more time between him and David Davis again. Or if maybe his car just got out of shape for a couple of laps there. Looks like he's back on pace though. Oh no! Trouble with the 43. He's gonna smack the outside wall hard, and that's gonna bring out our caution right at the end of the race, just like I was talking about earlier.
Oh, how the turned table. Wait,
Oh, how the turntables.
take a
Little
look
office
here at
reference for
Alex
those.
Theft. Oh, right
It's a
in front
little
of his,
loose.
right in
Yeah, right
front
in
of your
front of the
race
race
leader.
leader.
Well, this is going to jumble everything up now.
Yes, it is. I wouldn't be surprised to see both of our, or all three of our current race leaders on the lead lap come in, maybe get some tires, get some extra fuel.
Oh yeah. Now my
And maybe even
question's,
see a couple of these lap cars just stay out and try to take a lap back. I expect
yeah,
to see Wayne Scott, Kane, and Benelli all stay out if all three of the race leaders decide to pit,
yeah. I
which
mean,
they do.
we are almost 15 laps left in this race, so it's going to be very interesting to see who stays out, who comes in.
I noticed Alex Teft also stayed out even after that fairly heavy hit he took to the outside wall.
Yeah.
This is the exact moment, though, that 19 of Cody Benelli was really looking for to get himself back onto that lead lap. The only
Yeah.
problem, like I mentioned before, he will get the wave around with the other four vehicles, other four race cars. Come come the one to green. But now our race leaders are Andrew Teft, David Davis, Hensley Smith, and did Kirby Wainscott also pit with them? He was scored a lap down, so he will. No, he's.
He might have gotten the lucky dog.
Oh yeah, he was our first car lap down, so he got the lucky dog. He is going to be able to pit, which is going to be a huge game changer for him. However, our other three cars scored a lap down will not have that luxury and will have to start this new restart on old tires and less fuel. There they go, getting their lap back around the iRacing pace truck. Does, however, put 6 cars total onto the lead lap to really shake up how the rest of this race finishes out.
Sure, David Davis, Andrew Teff, Kensley Smith, Kirby Wainscott, Dennis Kane, and Cody Benelli will all restart here on the lead lap as your pace truck is getting ready to pull back down onto pit road only for the second time today, which was for the start of this race and our first caution here in the closing laps. And we're going to have just about 13 laps to go when we take it back. Green flag racing. David Davis and Andrew Teff will bring the field back to the green flag. Hold on tight, ladies and gentlemen. Things have gotten real here in Texas. Green flag is in the air once again. David Davis out with that quick lead. But now the question is going to be is, can David Davis hold off Andrew Teff for the last 13 laps of this race?
And are they going to be able to run the last 13 laps of this race without another caution? We got a car turning around coming out of turn 2. It's going to be the Ford Dennis Kane. He's going to get it almost right in him. We're going to have another caution. This now shakes this race up even more because that means the 19 of Cody Benelli, the 4 of Dennis Kane, if he hasn't used that fast repair. Did we not get a caution?
We did not get a caution.
Wow. I thought for sure that was going to bring out a caution. All right, I stand corrected. Never mind. I am very surprised iRacing did not throw a caution for that wreck.
Although the entire field was able to get around Kane before Kane was back in the middle of the track, so he was off the racing surface, and the iRacing officials decided that there was no need for a caution. As you see, Andrew Teff now all over the back bumper of David Davis here. 10 laps to go, this time at Texas.
Talking to our friend over at Run Over Racing, the 42 of Jonathan Stidham, once he opted to end his race early. When you have someone on your rear bumper coming out of 1 and 2, it seems to really upset the aerodynamics of that car. So it is definitely making them loose. That is part of the reason we've seen a few cars spin today. That is something David Davis is really going to have to watch out for and be prepared for once Andrew works his way back to his back bumper again. If he can. He is starting to pull away ever so slightly.
And now you could throw a blanket over your top 3 of David Davis, Andrew Teff, and Kensley Smith as they fly down the back straightaway to come to 8 laps to go this time by.
I know if I'm in Kensley's shoes, man, I am extremely happy for that caution because that gave me just enough to really have a shot at coming from 3rd place up to even a race win.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys are all on super fresh equipment, and with only 8 laps to go, I mean, they can push as hard as they want. There is no tire saving. There is no fuel saving for the rest of this race.
Oh, yeah. And it looks like... Oh, wait.
David Davis blinked out for just a moment there. He is having connection problems.
Definitely not
He is
what you
going
want
to
to see.
restabilize.
Not what you want to see here with 6.5 laps to go. Is, you face the possibility of getting booted to the pits.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want to have happen with 7 laps to go in the race lead.
Well, the only person who's hoping that it happens is Andrew Teft and that number 98 machine. Because as of right now, it seems like David Davis, he is fast in that 777 machine. And we're about to find out in just about 5.5 laps if David Davis can hold off the hard charging Andrew Teft and Kensley Smith.
Tell you what, he's got just a little bit of a lead over him, but it's not much. One little mistake here will cost him the race win today at Texas Motor Speedway. So he blinks out again. He's making me nervous.
Oh, yeah.
Never a way you want to see anyone not bring home a win in any of these races is due to a connection issue. Arguably one of the worst ways to lose your lead. Looks like the 777 and the 98 are slowly pulling away from the 15 of Kensley Smith. Andrew kept running a little bit of a higher line, trying to keep as much momentum as he can to maybe get to the back bumper of the 777 to make a move in the following corner. He's going to
Yeah.
start running the middle line through 1 and 2. He looks a little wobbly coming out of turn 2 there.
Yeah, for sure. 2 laps to go this time by for David Davis in that 777 machine. Andrew Teff trying to do everything he can to get back to that back bumper, but he did fall back to just about a half a second behind David Davis as they make their way through turns 1 and 2 now, as they are going to possibly start to fight for that third spot, or that second spot, I'm sorry. And if that's the case, David Davis, he's going to be a very happy camper as you see David Davis coming through turns 1 and 2 once more.
All he's going to have to do now is keep it
White
straight
flag.
and keep it underneath of him for one more lap.
Yeah, white flag is out for David Davis in that 777 machine. Andrew Tefton, that 98 machine, running second. Kensley Smith running third. Is Andrew Teff going to throw a Hail Mary, or is he just going to ride up and hit the wall? Oh, here he comes. Ladies and gentlemen, David Davis, he will be your race winner here at Texas Motor Speedway, followed by the hard charging of Andrew Teft. Oh, and now David
And our
Davis hits the wall.
he was saving it for the end.
Oh, yeah.
Better after the final lap than during the final lap, that's for sure.
That is true. But, ladies and gentlemen, your race winner, and he can finally breathe, David Davis in that 777 machine. What an incredible day for him, as he's going to circle around and going to come down to the front straightaway for his celebration.
Man, I'll tell you what, that caution really shook up the end of this race, and I'm sure the
Oh,
triple
yeah.
seven is extremely grateful that he got one in those closing laps, because with a 3-second difference of a lead, that is tough to make up in only, I think we had 17 laps to go when that caution came out.
Yeah. As you see David Davis here burning it down on the front straightaway.
Gonna sling some mud into the pits.
Yeah, eat my dirt. Man, what a incredible day out of all these drivers here. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and take a look here at your final race results. Your race winner here today, driver of that 777 machine, David Davis, and he'll come home in front of Andrew Tefton, his number 98 Ford Mustang. Kensley Smith in the number 15 Chevrolet. He's going to bring it home third. Fourth is going to be Kirby Wayne Scott. Yeah, there goes fourth Kirby Wayne Scott. Fifth Cody Benelli. Alex Teft, he's going to bring it home sixth. Seventh Timothy Eisburn. Aaron Roth will bring it home eighth. Ninth is going to be Dennis Kane. 10th, Ryan Warp. And then rounding out your field, your drivers to pretty much DNF for the day: Jonathan Stidham, Robert Morris, Trevor Fettig, Richard Ode, and Steve Sizemore. That's going to round it out there for your race results. Your hard charger is Kensley Smith. He moved up a whopping 10 positions. Fastest lap will go to Andrew Teft. I'm sorry, most laps led goes to Andrew Teft with 121 laps led. David Davis with the fastest lap, and Kirby Wainscott, your race winner for today. And let's go ahead and see if we are ready for some interviews.
We may have to just kind of steal Kensley. I don't see David Davis in the Discord. He may not be showing up for an interview.
And David Davis, he's one of our quiet drivers. He doesn't really like to talk too terribly much, so we may not even get him up here. But do you see Kensley down there? Yeah. Let's. You ready to steal Kensley? There he is. Alrighty, let's go ahead and bring up a driver of that number 15 Chevrolet, Kensley Smith. Kensley, it's Mike and Josh up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
How's it going?
It's going pretty good, man. What a good day for you. You came up 10 spots, the hard charger for today. What was it like out there? And, what could you have done different to be able to get around Texas?
It was real slick. It was especially in two. If you hit the throttle a little bit too hard or hit it too soon, you'd start spinning. So it was really just be cautious around the whole track the whole time. And I mean, I had long run speed. I was better on the long run than I was on the short run. I was able to save my tires a little bit better than some of the other guys. So um, maybe if I would have started at the front, or at least sort of towards the front, I probably would have had a better chance. Maybe possibly led some laps. So
Yeah, I mean, definitely a really great run for you. What could you have done different to be able to keep up with David Davis and Andrew Teft?
um, I I don't think there's really anything I could have done to keep up with them there at the end. Like I said, I didn't have the short run speed. I had the long run speed. So um, I mean, I tried, but as as you can see there, they were just way faster than I was. So there just wasn't any catching them for me.
Gotcha. Josh, do you have any questions for your third place driver of Kensley Smith today?
No questions, but definitely congrats on the third place. You guys did incredible today. And I'm sure you were pretty excited to see that caution just to give you at least one more opportunity to to capitalize on maybe even getting a second or first place finish there.
Yeah, it was great to at least have a chance. um, uh, going into it, I was like, yeah, I got a chance. And then once the green flag dropped and um, I just gave it everything I got without spinning it. I was like, yeah, no chance. I'll just sit here.
Yeah, saving it was definitely one of the key factors here today. But Kensley, before we do let you go, got anybody that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Of course, you guys in the booth as always. Always love rewatching these, and you guys do such a great job. So thank you to you guys, and of course Andrew for putting all this on and all the racing that we do throughout the week, and just gives us a safe place to race without having to worry about any shenanigans or anything that goes on in some of the other leagues out there. So thank you to Andrew. Of course, my wife and my daughter for allowing me to do this on a Sunday morning and taking a little bit of time away from them. So thank you to them.
There, Mike.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was really taking a
You're
look
all
at a
good.
couple things. Well, Kensley, congratulations on your third place there, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
ladies and gentlemen, your third place, Kensley Smith. Let's go ahead and bring up your runner-up driver for today. Driver of that number 98 machine, Andrew Teft. Andrew, what a good run for you here today. Moved up 3 spots. Man, what could you have done any different to catch David Davis after that first and only caution for the day?
Yeah, I guess take 2 tires. I didn't do it because my lefts were in the 50s. That just didn't sound like a good idea to me. So, yeah, 50%. But um, a lot of the tracks you'll finish a run, your lefts will still be in the 80s or in the 90s, and slapping rights on isn't really a big deal. But I didn't think that would work here considering the tire wear. So congrats to Dave. And yeah, just a poor timed caution for my strategy, I guess. I think I kind of had it in the bag there. I had to save about a half a lap at the end. I pitted a little bit too early, but felt like I had the buffer there to probably bring it home. And yeah, my brother just lost it there, so nothing you can really do. Just part of the game.
Yeah, definitely when you're out to that kind of a lead, and that's the last thing you want to see as a driver is that late race caution with 10 to go. But man, Andrew, you've had just an absolute killer car today. Led many, many, many laps. Is there anything that you could have done differently there to catch up to David Davis?
I just did not have the rotation. I could not try to make the top work 'cause I saw Cody was doing that really early on in the race, and was hoping maybe he'd get more loose off the corners or something. But yeah, those lefts just really, the new lefts really snug it up for a while. I think, if there were some more laps, I think eventually it would have turned on him, but there just wasn't enough. And yeah, just had two choices: 2 tires or 4 tires or none, or so I guess three, but just made the wrong choice.
Alrighty. Uh, Josh, do you got any questions for Andrew?
No, I don't think any questions. I mean, we kind of answered my initial question in the beginning of the run. We saw you were shifting down in the fourth gear, coming through 1 and 2, so that seemed to really be working. I'm not sure if Davis was also doing the same, but congrats on a P2. You guys did incredible today. Between you and Davis, you guys kind of ran away with the race. So congrats and incredible driving.
Yeah, thanks. He's really strong. About everywhere we go, I know I'm going to be racing him at some point. So glad to have him here. It's a lot of fun to compete. And I want to thank John for my paint today. I noticed it on a Ty Gibbs car a couple weeks ago and said that looked pretty cool. And he made one up for me. So appreciate that. And almost put it in victory lane for him. But yeah, it's always next time.
Okay, next time is going to be, I believe, next week. Are we heading to Watkins Glen next week, or is it one of our off weeks?
Next week's an off week.
Yep. Okay. So yeah. So we'll be back in 2 weeks' time when we do head off to Charlotte for the for the Coke 600. So that's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I just gotta, work on these late race restarts. Next gen is not my best car out of all the series that we run, but do pretty well in it. And it's one of my favorite races of the year. Charlotte's just a ton of fun. It's got a lot of character, and
Yeah.
I love that high line up in 3 and 4. Might adjust the schedule slightly for that race because they announced the start time for the All Star race, and it's actually pretty early in the day, 1 o'clock Eastern on TV. So we may adjust that. Might start a little bit earlier. Might even shorten it a little bit just to make sure we can finish before that starts. So keep an eye out in the Discord for that. And just gonna give my shout outs. Want to thank our servicemen and women, friends, family, team. John again for helping me out with the paint. Everybody that showed up to race. It's pretty tough out there. Kind of neat. I think it's supposed to be pretty hot in the race today. It was really slick out there. I know you mentioned downshifting. That was working pretty good until the end of the run where Kind of had a little bit too much torque to get the power down cleanly off the corners, but see how that works out today for the pros in real life today.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, congratulations, Andrew, on your runner-up, bud, and we'll see you later on.
Yeah, congrats again to Dave.
Yes, big congratulations to David Davis. Ladies and gentlemen, that's your runner-up for today's race of Andrew Teft. Josh, before we head out of here, buddy, do you have any final thoughts from Texas?
I mean, it was definitely those cars looked a lot more slick, and I mean, they pretty much confirmed it for us there. So it was a pretty interesting race. It was a lot of fun to watch. A lot of fun to be up here for Sunday morning. Haven't done one of these yet, and thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out, and we hope you had fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of everybody here at Racers Elite, congratulations to David Davis in the 777 machine for his race win here at Texas Motor Speedway. In 2 weeks, the Racers Elite Premier Series will be back at Charlotte Motor Speedway as we take on that 1.5 mile speedway for, well, hopefully the Coke 600. I'm actually looking forward to be calling that race. So, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, once again, congratulations to David Davis. I'm Mike Taylor up here in the booth alongside me, Joshua Norton. Thank you so much for joining me, buddy, and we'll see you guys next time. And always remember, ladies and gentlemen, no matter what you do in life, have fun doing it. If it's not fun, well, you gotta go and you gotta make it fun. Until next time, you guys have yourself an amazing, beautiful time zone.